Today's workout was an upper body day. Rows, presses, raises, curls, the works.
Yay, Rizzo.
I'll walk you through each
How are you,
exercise,
girl?
the weights I used, and some things I'm adjusting as I work through a shoulder rehab. I recently strained my shoulder by not warming up properly. I should have known better. All right, now if you're ready, let's begin. I started with cable seated wide grip rows. I used 135 pounds for 4 sets, getting 13, 14, 13, and 10 reps. You'll notice this handle here. It's shaped kind of like the mag grip attachments, with angled grips that let me pull without needing straps. Is it better? Well, that's hard to say. But I do think there's value in testing different handles and gear. Sometimes a small change in grip angle can completely change how your lats and mid-back feel in the movement. Next up, cable pullovers. I went with 47.5 pounds for 3 sets. There were 12 reps, and 10 reps. This exercise is often overlooked, but it really isolates the lats without involving the arms too much. A good tip here is to keep the elbows slightly bent but locked in position so that the movement happens at the shoulders. If you start bending and straightening the arms, it turns into more of a tricep pushdown. Then it was on to the flat bench press. I ran 4 sets with 170 pounds, hitting 13, 12, 11, and 10 reps. Because of my shoulder rehab, I'm not going as low as usual right now. Reducing the range of motion keeps pressure off the joint and lets me still work the chest safely. It's not ideal, but one thing I've learned, you can always adjust and still make progress. Form and safety first. Since the reduced range of motion left me feeling like I still had a little more left in the tank, I dropped to the floor for a set of push-ups. I went to failure and hit 22 reps. My thinking was, let's see if this gives my chest the stimulation it missed from the shortened range of motion on the bench press. And it seemed to do the trick. And it didn't bother the shoulder, which was the main goal here right now. From there, dumbbell lateral raises with 20 pounds in each hand for 13, 12, and 11 reps. You might notice I'm grimacing a bit more than usual here, and that's because of the injured shoulder. I was sort of pushing the limits here with what I could do without causing more damage. There are a couple ways people perform this movement. Some prefer leaning slightly forward, others stay more upright. Some lifters raise their pinkies a little higher at the top, while others don't. Different approaches can emphasize the shoulders in slightly different ways, so it's worth experimenting to see what really works best for you. Next, I hit the triceps with a 2-arm dumbbell extension. I used two 20-pound dumbbells for the first set, then bumped it up slightly by 1¼ pounds each for the next 2 sets. And all sets were for 15 reps. The key part of this movement is keeping the upper arms as stationary as possible. Now, some movement is inevitable, but you want to avoid turning this into more of a pressing exercise. That stability is what makes it an effective isolation move for the long head of the triceps. Finally, alternating dumbbell curls with 32½ pounds each for 3 sets of 11, 11, and 10 reps. Alternating arms instead of curling both together lets you focus on one bicep at a time, and it can reduce the urge to cheat with momentum. I like the squeeze at the top. Even holding it for a moment can make a big difference in how effective the sets feel. You might notice my dog in a few clips. It was stormy outside, and she decided she needed to stick close to me for comfort. I think she's the real star of the video. Well, that was the workout. Rows, pullovers, bench, push-ups, raises, extensions, and curls. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. With the shoulder adjustments and a little extra push from the push-ups, I got what I needed today. Remember, sometimes you have to adapt your training, but progress doesn't need to stop. Well, until next time, have a great day.